Good morning and welcome back to Margin. This morning we're going to talk about free car servicing. So let's jump right into it. So a phrase that you probably don't hear often is free servicing with your car. And yet this is something that many manufacturers are adding in to not only lure you into getting used to using their service department, which oftentimes can be one of the most profitable areas of a department, of a dealership. And then beyond that, getting into that rhythm so that you're bringing your vehicle back and they're doing the multi-point inspection and they're able to upsell you on various products and services and going through that rhythm. So you can see how that could be a positive aspect for the dealerships to be able to provide that free maintenance for whether it's one service or it's a certain number of miles or a certain number of years. You can see why they would go in that direction to lure you in and to keep you using the dealer to maintain your vehicle. So there's wisdom in knowing the intervals of maintenance for your vehicle, not only from the standpoint of it being, typically for most people, the second largest asset they buy, but beyond that, being able to maintain it based on specifications set out by the manufacturers so that in the event that you have a failure in some component of the vehicle, that it would be covered by a basic bumper-to-bumper warranty or a powertrain warranty, and that it won't be rejected or declined because you did not maintain your vehicle to spec. And of course, with this, you'll have to check, specifically with your manufacturer, with your dealership, with your local dealership to find out what the specifications are. And so you'll have to figure out how lenient they are with using a chain or using a local provider for the maintenance of your vehicle, especially in light of the fact that you may not have a dealership nearby you to be able to use their service center for. So today I want to encourage you to look at your existing vehicle to see what maintenance program may have come with your vehicle that you haven't taken advantage of. And second of all, looking at the next vehicle you plan to purchase and figuring out, does that vehicle have some kind of maintenance program attached to it so that you can take advantage of the dealer maintaining it for a certain number of miles or a certain number of years or a certain number of services so that then you can maintain it beyond that point and save that money. Now, the other key component is whether you decide to maintain your vehicle at the dealership, whether you have a free maintenance program in place, or whether it's, there's nothing available to you and you have to use a chain or you have to, actually maintain the vehicle through a different source accordingly. The important part is to make sure that you have proper record keeping. So proper record keeping will be able to be supplied to the manufacturer, to the dealership service department if there is a failure of some kind in your vehicle and the operation of your vehicle. The other aspect is you'll want to keep those records so that it maximizes your resale value. Now, I recommend people to safely sell their vehicles private party versus trading them in and giving them to someone else at a reduced rate for them to resell accordingly. And so with that, having those safety nets put in place so that you have covered the maintenance that is necessary for that vehicle and you've properly kept the records to be able to pass to the next owner will be important for the resale value on that vehicle, and we'll be able to tell the next owner what has been done and to what extent. So to cover some of these manufacturer benefits, I utilize the resource Edmunds.com, which is also another resource like Kelley Blue Book to find the book value of your vehicle. And then the other resource was, of course, Kelley Blue Book. So with this, there are a myriad of different car manufacturers, but I want to look at 4 specifically today and look at what they provide. So the first manufacturer I want to cover today was BMW. I was impressed by their free service that they provide for the first 36,000 miles or 3 years, whichever comes first. So with that, it was outlined that the maintenance items that are included when they are performed as outlined in the vehicle's maintenance booklets are engine oil, engine filter, brake fluid, cabin microfilters, engine air filters, spark plugs, remote control or key battery, so how you get into your vehicle, vehicle checks, which is an overview of your vehicle and making sure everything is operating properly, and fuel filter for diesel engines. Now with this, the 3-year 36,000 mile warranty is 12 months or 12,000 miles less than their bumper to bumper warranty that they have in place. So with that is pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive for them to extend the free servicing for that period of time. Now, the next one I want to look at has to do with Chevrolet. So Chevrolet actually provides less maintenance than BMW on this, but basically they outlined that the first required service is on them unless you drive a Corvette. So with that, the first required maintenance visit within the first year of vehicle delivery comes free, provided an oil change, tire rotation, and multi-point vehicle inspection. So the third manufacturer I want to look at is the Lexus brand. The Lexus brand provides 1 year or 10,000 miles of complimentary servicing for free. So with that, the complimentary first and second scheduled maintenance service provided at 6 months or 5,000 miles and 12 months and 10,000 miles are both included in their free service program. So the fourth and final one I want to look at is Toyota. So Toyota, I've owned a number of Toyotas, and this one I like in particular because it's 2 years or 25,000 miles. So what that includes is normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. Toyota provides additional coverage and benefits for the Mirai vehicles beyond this. Now with this covers typical oil and filter as well as typical baseline aspects of just maintaining the vehicle for that period of time. Now the great thing about Toyota beyond that is the fact that they provide options for you to continue that short-term servicing, and so they'll do certain specials that will cover you for 20 to 30,000 miles for basic services beyond that, and they're actually pretty reasonable. So with that is the fourth one that I wanted to cover today. So the purpose of going through this is to figure out, okay, well, what free servicing came with your vehicle that maybe you haven't taken advantage of, and second of all, what vehicles are you looking at in order to figure out whether they come with some kind of free servicing. So if you only keep your vehicle for 2 to 3 years or a shorter period of time, this may benefit you to have a reduced cost of ownership because you're not paying for the actual maintenance of that vehicle. And so my call to action today comes down to that specifically, is to look specifically at your vehicle, what vehicle you own currently, and if there is any provision for servicing for that vehicle. Now, beyond that, what you want to look at is if you plan to replace that vehicle in the near future, look up the maintenance programs for these various cars, for the cars that you're looking at, and be able to factor this in. Now, it may not be a massive benefit to have that free program, but at the same time, when you're looking at a holistic point of view or a holistic perspective on buying a vehicle, this will be one of the components that you factor in. If this information is helpful to you, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're reminded to come back on a daily basis and improve in managing your personal finances. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.